winter. Hey, what's happening? So, back to football, yeah? Yeah. After a summer of massive spending, a pre-season chock full of optimism for the first time in 30 years, Everton strode into the 2017-18 campaign absolutely buzzing, ready to conquer the world, ready to launch a full-on assault on top four, and maybe even beyond. But in the kind of story twist that could only be delivered by the writers of The Walking Dead, yeah, it's not quite worked out that way. Ooh, let's relax. Things are looking good. Things are looking positive. Finally, I can take a deep breath. For the first time, I can start. Oh my God, why is Glenn's eye hanging out? Oh, Glenn. I wonder if that reference will hold up. Be on edge. Never let your guard down, because as much as things look like they're going to be okay, they're always going to turn out bad. So Ronald Koeman, whether it was in the face of his own stupidity or lack of talent, or whether he was let down massively in the transfer market, and spoilers, it was both, he was booted out of the door, and it led to a fascinating chain of events, beginning with Dave Unsworth being appointed as the interim manager, Marco Silva being chased and Watford rebuffing them, Diego Simeone being named as the top target. No, seriously, stop laughing. Stop a sec. No, honestly, apparently his people approached Everton. Possibly a true story. The club moving away from Sam Allardyce as a target, links to Tony Pulis as foreman, and the form falling off a cliff. We arrive here in a world that, after around 40 days of Dave Unsworth, we've got Big Sam Allardyce in charge of Everton Football Club. Big Sam, former manager of Bolton Wanderers, Blackburn Rovers, Newcastle United, Sunderland, I'd totally forgotten that, but Sunderland, West Ham United, England, 100% win record, 100% win record in England. No one else has got that. And most recently, of course, Crystal Palace, where after 24 games in charge, 9 wins and 2 draws, he kept them in the Premier League. Now, it's led to an intense amount of banter online because, well, you know, online, they love a bit of banter, don't they? Love a bit of banter on the internet. Sam Allardyce, yeah, he carries with him a fair amount of ammunition with which to nail him and now Evertonians and, yeah, Everton Football Club. Now, in some regards, they've done this to themselves, but I don't get why people are being so down on the Sam Allardyce appointment. Listen, it's not the glamorous appointment that everyone would have been clamouring for. Not at all. Not when you're told that you finally got loads of money and you can finally go out and compete at the top end of the Premier League. Nobody says, here's the money to go and compete at the top end of the Premier League and ends up with Sam Allardyce in charge. It just doesn't happen. But at the very simplest level of the group of managers to which Sam Allardyce technically belongs, and that's ageing nomadic British managers who are very good at not being very good, I think he's the best of that bunch. Now, I was quite happy with his appointment as England manager at the time because he carries with him a certain aura, and that aura is not of like glory. It's an aura of, I don't give a fuck about you. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care about your ego. I have got a way in which I am going to be successful. I am going to get my team playing, and you will either do what I command of you or you will be slung out on your arse. That's what I felt England really needed at the time. And yeah, listen, let's not get sucked into the dodgy world of Sam Allardyce. It didn't work out. Everyone moves on. I'm sure Gareth Southgate will be fine. It'll be what it is until he gets, you know, sacked eventually. But here's the thing, is it right for Sam Allardyce to be thrown into that group? Listen, he did a great job keeping Crystal Palace up last season. Everyone thought he might be able to take them forward. He decided not to do that. And he's being cast as this sort of relegation survival specialist, and I'm not really sure that's exactly what he is. Sure, he's got it on his CV, absolutely, but I see him as more than that. Sam Allardyce is not a Tony Pulis, and this is no disrespect to Tony Pulis, because he's another one for whom his brand of football and his approach absolutely gets results. It's not league title results, but very few managers have that in their locker anyway. Even the top managers struggle to do that. No, you know what you're going to get with a Tony Pulis, and you know what you're going to get with a few of these managers of that ilk. A Roy Hodgson, for example, not good enough to be a Liverpool manager. No, never. It was dark days. But certainly good enough to reach mid-table in the Premier League. Now again, for Everton and the ambitions that they should have for a massive club that they are, look, saying right now, if you're going into this season, you said mid-table finish, you'll be delighted with the mid-table finish. They would have laughed in your face and possibly glassed you. And they'd have been right to. While he's not a top level manager, and I think Marco Silva would have been a better appointment, he's also not a Roy Hodgson and he's not a Tony Pulis. He is, for a British manager, surprisingly forward thinking, surprisingly modern in his approach. He's a man who loves his stats, he's a man who loves his analytics, and he's a man who loves marginal gains. If you can eke out those extra goals from set pieces, bear in mind this is the man who put Kev Nolan on goalkeeper's toes. He put a target man in Kevin Davies on the right wing because he saw a way to exploit the way football was being played at that time and to exploit it for Bolton's advantage. Right now, that is exactly what Everton need. And for me, that's what stands him apart, because he's got a bit of game intelligence. He isn't totally a backs the wall, defend for your life manager. I think the fundamental flaw, what Everton have got at the moment, is it's fight, it's heart, it's desire. Well, he's not going to take any shit. And in addition to that, he's not going to stand for any egos. And this is a problem with a number of managers that get thrown into situations. You've got a lot of guys on big wages who've commanded big transfer fees and probably think to some extent that they're either better than they are or deserve to be treated at a level that is probably above their station in life. And you might be thinking, well, what's a guy who's managed Blackburn? Not title-winning Blackburn, Blackburn, the Blackburn that led themselves into Venky's oblivion. Or Sunderland, or West Ham or whatever. What experience has he got of this? Because his one game in England doesn't count. Cast your mind back, it's been a long time, but his time at Bolton, he had some boss players. Not just did he have good players, he took on tricky players, he took on players with ego problems, and he took on players that other managers wouldn't have touched with a 10-foot barge pole, and he got a tune out of them. Yuri Djurkaeff, World Cup winner, absolutely phenomenal footballer. JJ Kocher, similarly, Nicolas Anelka, and even Allardyce Diouf, who is easily one of the biggest bellends ever to play football, actually got him playing for him. And look at Everton's squad, the level of bellendery is not even on the same planet as some of those knobheads. So already he's off to a good start. 24 games in charge of Crystal Palace last season, 9 wins and 2 draws. If Everton got that this time around under him, that'll be enough for 44 points, and I think absolute comfort when it comes to survival. It could even be as high as, 11th or 12th, maybe even 10th, who knows. But given the win against West Ham, beating your rivals in and around the table is what's going to start putting major distance between Everton and relegation and start having them looking back up the table again. And I think, even though there's a fair chunk of the season been played already, and there's a lot of work to do there, the defence needs sorting out and goals need to be bought in January. I don't think it's beyond expectations. This will not be a season in which we're talking about relegation for Everton, but we're talking about an incredible turnaround where good players started performing to the level that they're at, and Everton got back to, at the very least, there or thereabouts the level that they left off at last season, where they should be at their base level moving forward. And yeah, sure, instead of a wine cellar, I think he's probably got a pie cellar. And instead of drinking wine from a wine glass, 175 mils, he probably drinks it from pint glasses, doesn't he? People can laugh at that. They can laugh at that all they want. Massive Big Sam belly laugh. Smart when you think about it. Economy of motion. Why go back and refill your glass when you know you're going to drink that much wine? Just do it in one hit. Get him on a short-term contract. And if you want to have loftier ambitions in the future, just bin him off. The project at Everton is too important. And you know what? As much as I think it would be funny for a short spell of time seeing Everton go down, I don't want to live in a world where I don't have my City rivals as rivals. Everton are a fantastic football institution and they deserve to be back amongst the top clubs, back amongst the elite of football. Is Allardyce the man to do that long term? You know what? Probably not. But you know what? Go out in the summer, thank Big Sam for his work, for keeping you in the league and maybe beyond, and get who you want to do, get your next appointment right and kick on from there. But you know what? You can't do that if you're not in the Premier League. Sam Allardyce, yeah, he's not the hero that Everton want. He's maybe not even the hero that Everton deserve. But my God, right now, he's the hero that Everton need. But anyway, as ever, whether I'm right or wrong, it's just my opinion for what it's worth. Subscribe by clicking there in my face. Click it now. And there's a video about the royal wedding. If you don't like the royal wedding and you're not a big fan of the royals, that's probably for you.